A struggling musician, a dream slipping through his fingers, playing in subway stations, hoping someone will listen. Then, one moment changes everything. A stranger, a life-changing offer. But is it too good to be true? From the shadows of failure to the spotlight of success. Will Noah Carter rise? Or will this opportunity cost him everything? A story of passion, sacrifice, and the power of never giving up. Stay tuned, because dreams don't wait forever.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Prime Stories. Today I have another heartfelt story to share with you.
Chapter 1. Dreams and Struggles. Noah Carter, 26, was a musician chasing his dreams in the crowded and noisy streets of New York City. Ever since he was a kid, he had never let go of his guitar, writing songs and dreaming of performing on big stages. But reality had constantly reminded him that chasing dreams wasn't easy. Every morning, he would take his guitar and head to the subway station, playing music for the endless stream of people rushing past. Sometimes a few would stop and listen, occasionally dropping small tips, but most of the time, he was invisible. New York was a city where thousands of talented artists got lost in the crowd every day, and Noah was fighting to prove himself. That day, a light drizzle covered the city. Noah set up his guitar in the corner of the subway station and started playing as usual. The cold air numbed his fingers, but his voice remained strong. His songs carried the voice of someone who refused to give up on his dreams, but his wallet was nearly empty. His rent was overdue, the electric bill was piling up, and his hours at the small cafe where he worked had been cut. His friends told him to get a real job, but Noah knew he couldn't live without music. In the middle of his performance, a well-dressed, middle-aged man stopped and listened. His eyes were narrowed, focused on Noah with genuine interest. When Noah finished his song, the man pulled out a $20 bill and dropped it into his guitar case. Noah nodded gratefully. "You've got talent," the man said. "Do you know that?" Noah looked at him, surprised. "Thank you. I'm just trying to share my music with people." The man nodded. "I can feel that. Keep going. Maybe a bigger opportunity is waiting for you than you think." As the man walked away, a strange feeling settled in Noah's chest. Who was he? And why did he stop just to tell him that? That night, as Noah lay in bed, those words kept echoing in his mind. Maybe he could get a real opportunity. But how? Chapter 2. The First Big Chance and Disappointment. The next morning, Noah woke up with only one thought in his mind: the man from the subway and his words. Maybe a bigger opportunity is waiting for you than you think. He grabbed his phone and started searching for music competitions or open mic nights in the city. To his luck, a local music club was hosting a showcase for amateur artists. The winner would get a chance to perform in front of a major producer. Excited, he got ready and rushed to the club. The place was packed, filled with talented performers. When it was his turn, he took a deep breath, stepped onto the stage, and tuned his guitar. The crowd fell silent, waiting. Noah poured his heart into the song, letting his voice fill the room. But when he finished, instead of a roaring applause, there was only a soft murmur, followed by scattered claps. The judges thanked him and moved on to the next contestant. Walking off the stage, disappointment sank into his chest. Was he really talented? Or was he just chasing an empty dream? At the end of the night, the winner was announced. Noah's name wasn't on the list. A heavy sadness washed over him. Maybe it was time to give up. But just as he was about to leave, someone approached him. His eyes looked familiar. It was the man from the subway. The man smiled slightly. "Good to see you again, Noah. I have an offer for you." Noah's tired eyes widened. "An offer?" The man extended his hand. "My name is Richard Williams. I'm a music producer. When I heard you play, I felt something different. If you're serious about this, reach out to me." He pulled out a business card and handed it to Noah. Noah took it with trembling fingers. The disappointment of the night faded, replaced by a new spark of hope. Chapter 3. An Unexpected Encounter. Noah stared at the business card in his hands. Richard Williams. He had heard the name before, a well-known producer, but doubt crept into his mind. What if he was just being polite? What if he didn't really believe in me? After days of hesitation, he finally built up the courage to call the number. The phone rang and an assistant answered. "Williams Studios, how can I help you?" Noah's voice shook slightly. Hi, this is Noah Carter. Richard Williams told me to reach out." There was a brief pause before the assistant's tone shifted. "Yes, Mr. Williams has been expecting your call. You're welcome to come to the studio whenever you're available." Noah's heart pounded. "Can I come today?" "Of course. How about 3 p.m.? He swallowed hard. "Yeah, thank you." As he hung up, he felt like he was standing at the edge of something huge. He put on his best clothes, grabbed his guitar, and headed to the studio. The building was sleek and modern, its glass windows reflecting the city skyline. The receptionist welcomed him, and a few minutes later, Richard appeared at the door. "Noah, glad you made it," he said warmly. "Come in, we've got a lot to talk about." Inside, Noah was blown away by the massive recording room. Platinum records hung on the walls along with photos of famous artists. His nerves shot up. "I want to hear you play again," Richard said. "I want to see who you really are." Taking a deep breath, Noah sat down, adjusted his guitar, and started playing. He put everything he had into the music, letting his emotions flow through every note. Richard listened with closed eyes, nodding slightly. When Noah finished, he smiled. "Noah," he said, "I think I want to work with you." Noah's eyes lit up. This could be the start of something life-changing. Chapter 4, A Life-Changing Opportunity. As Richard's words sank in, Noah's heart pounded. A producer willing to work with him? It was his dream, but at the same time, doubts crept in. "Do I really deserve this?" he wondered. "What if I fail?" Richard led him into the recording room where professional equipment surrounded him. Noah's eyes widened. "This is where dreams come to life." Richard pulled up a chair. "Here's the deal," he said seriously. "Talent alone isn't enough. If you want to make it in this industry, you need discipline, connections, and a unique voice." Noah swallowed hard. "I get that, but I've only ever played in subway stations. I don't know anything about record labels or production." Richard smiled. "That's where I come in. If you're serious, I can guide you." Noah took a deep breath and nodded. "I'm serious." Richard pulled out a folder with a few papers. "This is a trial contract. I'm giving you the chance to record a demo, and I'll send it to my industry contacts. But understand, this isn't a game. It takes hard work." Noah hesitated as he scanned the contract. It felt overwhelming, but at the same time, it felt right. Taking a deep breath, he picked up the pen and signed. Richard grinned. "Great, let's get started." Noah stepped into the recording booth, placed his headphones on, and strummed his first note. His life was about to change forever. Chapter 5, The Road to Success and the Struggles. Along the way, standing in the recording booth, Noah took a deep breath, trying to steady his nerves. This was his chance, the moment he had waited for his entire life. But as soon as the recording started, he realized this wasn't going to be as easy as he thought. Richard was strict. Every time Noah sang, he'd stop him. "Noah, you need to feel the song deeper. Pull the listener into the story," he kept saying. Noah tried his best, but nothing felt the same as playing freely in the subway. Here he had to be precise, controlled. The spontaneity that made his street performances special seemed to be slipping away. Days passed, and Noah's frustration grew. He spent hours in the studio re-recording the same lines over and over. The exhaustion was catching up with him, and doubts began creeping in. One night, after yet another long session, Richard sighed, shaking his head. "Noah, you've got talent, but you lack discipline. If you want to make it, you need to stop treating this like a hobby. Music is about more than just playing. It's about telling a story people can feel." Noah rubbed his face, feeling drained. "I'm trying, but it's harder than I thought. Playing in the subway was so different." Richard narrowed his eyes. "If you want to reach millions, you have to understand that this isn't just about you anymore. You need to create something people connect with." That night, Noah went home exhausted, but determined. He picked up his guitar and started writing, this time from his heart. He wrote about his struggles, his doubts, his dreams, and his fear of failing. The next morning, he walked into the studio with his notebook and said, "I wrote something last night. I want to record this." Richard listened carefully as Noah played. When the song ended, he nodded with a rare smile. "Now that's real. Let's record it." Noah was finally beginning to understand. He wasn't just a singer, he was a storyteller. And now he had something real to say, but there was still one final step before his debut. Chapter 6, Victory and a New Beginning. Months of hard work had led to this moment. Noah's first official single was complete, polished, and ready to be released. Richard listened to it one last time, nodding in approval. "Noah, this is it. This is the moment where everything changes," he said. The song was uploaded to major streaming platforms. At first, nothing big happened. A few hundred plays, then a few thousand. But within a week, something unexpected happened. It went viral. Music blogs started writing about it. Local radio stations picked it up. People began sharing it on social media, talking about how raw and emotional it was. And then, the biggest shock came. A major record label reached out. Richard called Noah into his office, a contract lying on the desk. "This is it, Noah. A major label wants to sign you. This could change your entire life." Noah stared at the contract. This was what he had always wanted, wasn't it? But then, doubt crept in. If he signed with a label, he'd have to follow their rules. His music would no longer be just his. Taking a deep breath, he looked up at Richard. "I can't do it." Richard raised an eyebrow. "Are you sure?" Noah nodded. "I want to keep my freedom. I don't want to lose what makes my music mine." Richard studied him for a moment, then smiled. That's the answer of a true artist. Instead of signing with a label, Noah released his first independent album. He built his fan base on social media, connecting directly with listeners who loved his authenticity. Within a year, he was no longer just a subway musician. He was selling out his own shows. One day, he returned to the subway station where it all began. He set up his guitar in the same spot, but this time, something was different. A crowd formed around him, not just random strangers, but fans. People who knew his music, people who believed in him. As he strummed his first chord, Noah smiled. "This," he thought, "is exactly where I'm meant to be." And in that moment, he knew his journey was just beginning.
If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, comment, and share. Subscribe for more inspiring stories.